One thing you slipped in there was that you had the privilege of giving therapy to narcissists, and you said you learned some interesting things from that. Do you want to talk about anything that really stands out? Because I know most people think, oh, that's impossible. Like they don't want to change. So how are you going to be a therapist to a narcissist?
They don't want it. There's no question that they don't want to change. So I want to be very clear that they didn't willingly come to see me. What happened is that most of them, I shouldn't say most of them, the ones that were diagnosed narcissists were court mandated to come see me, not because of the narcissism, but because of their substance use, whether that be because of DWI that they had or heroin use or whatever the case is. But it was a substance use issue. And then because of the court mandate, that's when they had to come see me. And so it was like, well, sometimes, I shouldn't say all the time, sometimes it was like pulling teeth to even get them to talk or open up. But one thing that, and they lied a lot. Sometimes you could see it, sometimes you could tell, sometimes you couldn't. But one of the themes that came up pretty consistently, it didn't matter who, it didn't matter if it was a narcissistic male or a female. One of the things that would consistently be said was, I love pissing them off because then I know they still love me. And so it's a very upside down world. And I'll say that again because it's a very twisted way of thinking. I love pissing them off because then I know they still love me. So one of the things I teach people is that when you are at your worst, that is when they are at their best. They love that. So we talk a lot about narcissistic supply. I don't think that people really actually know how actual insidious it actually is for them to really push your buttons. And when you start to escalate, and some people will even tell you when you're really angry, when you're enraged, you start to see a smile on their face. You start to see, oftentimes you might see them start to calm down, and in a very strange way, right? And this is the reason why you never hear or see videos of me saying, well, maybe you can work it out. Maybe you can, it won't work, because they want that enragement out of you, and it only gets more insidious. It turns into more gaslighting, turns into more feigned ignorance, and them making you feel like it's your fault, like you're the problem in the relationship. And oftentimes because people are struggling with codependency,